Hello, guys. Good morning and welcome to the show. Today is Wednesday, December 26, 2018, and we're going to get started by opening up the charts right here and taking a look at something very interesting. The Chinese, they've invented a method by which that they can take copper and turn it into gold, so-called, but it's not really gold. What they're actually doing is they're changing the molecular structure of the metal. They are superheating the metal and changing the molecular structure of the metal into something that's called glassy metal. This goes back to technology they've had for quite a few years. This is not something really new. I'll read a little bit of it. It says a team of Chinese researchers from Dailan Institute of Chemical Physics at the Chinese Academy of Sciences in Liaoning has transformed copper into a new material almost identical to gold. According to a new study published in the peer-reviewed journal Science Advances and first reported by the South China Morning Post on Saturday, the team of scientists blasted a copper target with a stream of hot, electrically charged argon gas. The fast-moving ionized particles smashed at the copper atoms. The atoms cooled and condensed on the surface of the collecting device, producing a thin layer of sand. South China Morning Post said each grain of sand measured a few nanometers, or thousandths of an inch, of the size of a bacterium. The researchers placed the materials in a reaction chamber and used it as a catalyst to turn coal into alcohol, a complex and intricate chemical process that only precious metals can handle efficiently. So what they've created is these nanoparticles that they're creating by blasting it with heat have actually changed the molecular structure, and what they've been able to create is a new material that's ready for industries. This material could be used probably in electronics or whatever to replace copper and gold. But here's a few questions about this. Number one question is, to make this new material, the processing costs of blasting it with heat, and considering they're only making nano particles of this material, that processing cost might exceed the actual cost of precious metals to do the same job. They're saying here that this would be a game changer for Chinese manufacturing complex. It says the electrons are unstable, so copper tends to react more efficiently when combined with other chemicals. The procedures developed by Sun's team can inject large amounts of energy into copper atoms, making the electrons more dense and stable. It says the new material will be of little use for counterfeiters since its density remains the same as copper. Therefore, making fake gold bars with it would be useless. However, the new material would revolutionize industry with readily available, inexpensive raw materials, adding to the deflationary pressures. What they mean by that is if they can replace gold and silver in the electronic industry by using this new material, then what they have is deflationary pressures here would be on gold and silver more, because it wouldn't be used as much in industry, especially in the electronics industry. That's probably what they're referring to. The thing about all this is how much is their production cost going to cost? I mean, if they're only making nanoparticles of this material, it takes probably a tremendous amount of energy and time to make these nanoparticles, which they say here at the South China Morning Post that each grain of sand measured a few nanometers, or thousandths of the size of a bacterium. So they're only creating very tiny particles of this stuff. There you go. How much would it cost to create large amounts of this stuff? It might be energy prohibitive, because they're having to blast it with huge amounts of energy to get it. So we'll have to just wait and see on this product if it has any effect on the price of gold or silver, on the usage of gold and silver in electronics. I mean, they've had similar similar processes to this for a long time now, and they've called it glassy metal. It's a changing of the molecular structure of the metal through heat and cooling processes. Anyway, let's get back to our story here, and let's get back to what the markets are doing. The markets are open this morning. First thing we're going to do is take a look at the price of silver today, and we're looking at an uptick in the price of silver, but it looks like it's crested. She was up 24 cents on the day, almost 15 bucks. Okay, let's take a look at gold today. $12.73, up $4.70 on the day. And so we're seeing gold and silver up and the dollar going up simultaneously. This is a very big indicator to me that the reason why gold and silver is going up today is fear is starting to enter the marketplace. And they're starting to perceive gold and silver as the safe haven asset that they are. Now, before this crisis started, I did shows going back for quite a while now, and I said that the three asset classes that they're going to really, for sure, run into during the market crisis, it's up and coming in the future. Of course, we're there now. It's starting, so we can see what's happening. I said we're going to be gold, silver, and U.S. dollar, right? My initial reaction to Bitcoin was that they're going to dump it during the market crisis. But since that time till now, I've actually changed my opinion. I don't know what they're going to do with Bitcoin. I know they're going to run into gold, silver, and the dollar, but I think with Bitcoin, it all depends on which way Bitcoin is moving when the market crisis hits. If they're dumping Bitcoin, then they might continue to dump Bitcoin. Okay? But if Bitcoin is moving up when the market crisis hits, they might say to themselves, hey, this is an asset class that's moving up when everything else is moving down, and they might actually move into it. So I really don't know which way they're going to go with Bitcoin. I guess it all depends on which way Bitcoin is moving as the market crisis is unfolding. Now, let's take a look at Bitcoin today and see what it's doing. We're looking at 37.16 in the price. Let's go to Bitstamp here and take a look. We're looking at the 1 minute chart, a close-up. We'll expand out on the 1 minute chart, and we can see the price is actually falling this morning on Bitcoin. 37.13 at the moment, with a falling price. So she's on her swing down right now. Let's take a look at cryptocurrency market capitalizations. And what we see is $128 billion, 51.7% Bitcoin dominance. And we see the coins are, some of them are doing good and some aren't doing good. We got a little bit of a mixed bag this morning. Stellar's off today. It's going down. It's 11 cents. It's 1.76% down. Litecoin is down just a little bit. That makes Litecoin a good buy today. Thinking about that for a minute. Bitcoin is actually down just a little bit, but a lot of the coins are up. We're looking at Bitcoin Cash is up 4.65% today, you know, and EOS is up today too. Some of the ones that are up are Bitcoin. Binance Coin is up today. IOTA is up today. Tron is up today, and Bitcoin SV is up today. Now let's take a look at the Dow Jones this morning and see what she's doing. She started off stronger. She was like 200 and something points up when she started. Now she's 168 points up. Let me refresh the page. 151 points up. This don't look good, guys. 147 points up. 21,939. And I'll tell you what, that lead that it started with this morning, like up, is dwindling away awful fast. I'll tell you what could happen today. We could have a massive sell-off before the end of the day. It is a possibility that's running through my mind right now. A massive sell-off, 1,000-point drop. Okay, we're up 147 points right now, but I'm watching that. Let me refresh the page again. Oh, we just lost another 20 points. I'm scared that little lead we got of 124 points all of a sudden could go gone. In an hour, it could be gone. And we could be just plunging. I'm scared of that today. I really am. I'm scared that she could just fall. Same way with the oil price. The oil price is very tentative. But we are up 89 cents on the day. 2.09% up on the price of oil. Bonds and rates. Let's take a look at what they're doing. We got a mixed bag in the bonds and rates. I need to refresh this page so we can take a look at this and see what they're doing here. We got a mixed bag. We got the short end going up on the 3-month. We got the 2-year falling. We got the 5-year rising. We got the 10-year falling, and we got the 30-year rising. I mean, it's just a mixed bag out there today on these bonds. So we're just over 3% on the U.S. 30-year, 2.75 on the 10-year. And my tendency is to think that the bond yields are going to start to rise. There's been massive buying that's held them here at these low yields, but I think that the pressure that's on them is going to continue, and it's going to tend to move the yields up. So we're going to see rising interest rates are going to be the thing, you know. Let's take a look at the U.S. dollar index right now. 96.74. So we're looking at a rising U.S. dollar index right now. Listen, thank you guys for listening to this market report. And keep your eye on that Dow Jones this afternoon. I think that she could just fall big time. I'm scared that that might happen. But for now, let me just check the Dow again real quick. Okay, maybe I'm a little bit addicted to this. Down 100, it's up 119 points. Let me refresh the page here. 117 points. I mean, that lead is just, it's just disappearing, you know. 108, 91. Oh, she's starting to plunge. I mean, she's starting to plunge in real time right in front of us right here. She's just starting to drop. We're losing that lead so fast. Let me go to the one-day chart here and take a look. That lead is being lost so fast. There it goes more. Down to 91. Soon it's going to be in the red. I mean, if it keeps this up. This is kind of exciting to watch. 78 now. 84. There she bounced a little bit. She went down to 78 and then she bounced a little bit. So she is bouncing now a little bit. But I'm telling you, that lead we had this morning was like over 200 point. And now it's just dwindling away as the day progresses. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.